Hey yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing from the DC Direct Wonder Woman line, Cersei. Now take a look at this bad, and I mean really bad girl, right here. Now Cersei. Now, besides Ares, Cersei is probably one of my favorite Wonder Woman villains. Actually, if you remove Ares, because he's not really a villain, he's more of a bad guy. I mean, he's the god of war. You really gotta be a bad person to be the god of war. Although, Athena is also a god of war, but whatever. Ares, if you remove him from being a villain of Wonder Woman, then Cersei would definitely be my favorite. She is an awesome villain. Now, I really want to take this time right here to talk about her. Now, a lot of people will probably turn off the computer because they just don't care. But if you stay tuned, then you're going to get a lot of Cersei history. So, a little, or a lot, of information about Cersei right here. If you want to read about Cersei's origin story, then go read the Odyssey. Okay. Anyway, Cersei was that villainous sorceress in the Odyssey that turned all of Odysseus' men into pigs. That history stays intact in the DC universe. Now see, after that little confrontation with Odysseus, Cersei kind of stays around on her little island near Greece, and Wonder Woman eventually travels there. Wonder Woman is drawn to it, and Cersei takes Wonder Woman captive, and basically tries to kill her. Because Cersei and Wonder Woman has kind of some destiny tied to each other. However, through the help of her friends, Wonder Woman is able to escape. Cersei then does various different plots throughout her life to fuck Wonder Woman over. One of which is she loses her memory, has a kid with Ares, and becomes actually Wonder Woman's friend for a short time. But only for a short time. She gains her memory back and turns into the cruel bitch that she is. Cersei also is the cause of the Amazon War during the contest and the challenge of Artemis. She also plays a pivotal role after the Our Worlds at War story arc and Superman. She causes everyone to turn into animals after the war is done. And Wonder Woman needs to free, along with all the other females in the DC universe, free the men from being animals. Cersei plays a pivotal role in the Gorgons getting Medusa back. She shows up with Ares becoming the king of the underworld, trying to get her kid back. And then after the 1 year later stories, after the Infinite Crisis, she plays a pretty big role in Wonder Woman stories there, actually becoming Wonder Woman for a short time. Cersei is one of Wonder Woman's most consistent villains. Her, Ares, and Cheetah are probably Wonder Woman's most consistent villains. And Cersei is really quite an interesting villain. She's quite comical. Not in the fact that she is like comical like Joker. Just the things that she says are so true, and yet they're also very funny. Cersei is also very powerful. She's a sorceress and probably the best out there. She's probably up there, if not better than Zatanna, which is quite a thing to say. She's actually probably as powerful as maybe Dr. Fate. That's saying a lot. Cersei is very powerful sorceress, and she's a formidable enemy for Wonder Woman. And Cersei's look always changes throughout the years. She starts off having brown hair, and then having a green suit, and then having green hair, and then green suit, and then purple hair, and then purple hair in different various suits, and then finally in her 1 year later story she has her black suit with the purple cape and the red hair. Her look always changes. She's also been a member of the Injustice League, or the Legion of Doom, or whatever name they want to go by now. And was a key player in the Rock of Ages, so she's the one that kind of screwed with Kyle Rayner's head. Or was it Connor Hawk? I forget. I think it was Connor Hawk. Anyways, whatever. Let's talk about the figure itself, because Cersei is an awesome character, but despite how much I talk about her, you probably wouldn't care. Now, Cersei, first of all, she comes with the standard Wonder Woman stand from this series. Again, circular stand, I dig the circular stand. Cersei herself is an incredibly detailed figure. Now, the first thing you might notice is, oh no, her legs are uneven. This is something I want to point off. One leg looks longer than the other. This is actually so that she can have a leaning stance and still make it on the stand itself. So where it gives off the illusion that she has one leg longer than the other, it's actually both legs are even in size. Now Cersei has a lot of detail, the first of which I want to point out is her head. Her hair has amazing detail, looking like it flows in the wind. Although this does kind of limit what kind of poses you put her in, it's still beautifully done hair. And the cloaks, the cape, and the loincloth itself follow in that scheme. Now, the cape is absolutely beautiful. Very nicely detailed, and actually looks very real. And it's made out of a rubber-like material. Very nice. Cersei is detailed with her face. She has a little eyeshadow there, purple eyes, lipstick, very nicely done face. Although I do not like the Cersei-like cowl that she wears during the 1 year later. It looks kind of silly. It does look well with the figure. I mean, her armor looks pretty true to what it was in the comics. The only complaint I really have with this figure at all is this little flower part right there. It looks like someone took Play-Doh and just smudged it on. It doesn't look right. But she comes with one accessory, and that would be her sickle. If I can get it out. I don't know if it can be removed. It can. There you go. She comes with a sickle right there, so that's I have an itch on my leg. I should probably use the sickle to get it. The sickle is a nice little addition. It shows up in the Who is Wonder Woman story arc. Articulation-wise, well, Cersei has arm articulation up there, bends at the elbow, and this hand does not turn at the wrist. Or it does, but it's dampened by the armor. This hand turns at the wrist a lot better, bends, and goes out and up, just like the other hand. Ah! She's like, ah! Whatever. Legs go up, but only so far, and bends at the knees. You really shouldn't be moving the legs at all because, well, yeah, the legs are longer than, I mean, it's a DC Direct figure. You're not going to get too much posability out of it. And even with the posability that you're going to get out of it, it's going to be in a standing stance. The posability that you're really going to get out of it is from the arm. But that's DC Direct. We know this to be true. And the head has a full range of articulation. Looks up, down, left, and right. The hair really does not damper the head articulation at all, which is pretty good. Which is actually pretty good. So I retract my statement earlier that you can put her in limited poses with her head. And she fits on the stand very well. So again, take a nice look at her. Cersei is actually one of my favorite figures from the line. And you can get her for fairly cheap. I got her for $3 on Amazon. So she's a very cheap figure. I'm sure you can find her in stores for very cheap. The only reason why people aren't picking it up is, like, other than Wonder Woman fans, not many people know who Cersei is. So, there you go. But Cersei is a awesome villain, and a great looking figure, and I do recommend picking her up, especially seeing that she's a very cheap figure. I mean, you can get her for a very, very small amount of money. So yes, that is Cersei. There's not really much more I need to talk about it. Great figure, awesome character, definitely worth picking up. I mean, for $3, not that bad. And this is like a $15 figure, so yes. Yes, Cersei, you are cheap. She's a whore. Haha. Anyways, I'm going to end the review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.